Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the series anime video. In this video I want to talk about the latest special preview. The latest special preview at the time of recording, that is. This special preview was released on July 2. The Pokemon Journeys anime is currently on break. Episode 72 aired on June 25 and the next episode, episode 73, will air on July 16, so the anime is taking a 3-week break. Now, I fully expected to see a special preview at some point before episode 73 aired, since they like to release special previews whenever the anime takes a break, so that they can give us something during the time where we would otherwise get nothing. This way they can also get us hyped for the upcoming episodes. I also expect to see a new opening, or rather a new 4th version of the opening when the anime returns with episode 73 on July 16. This will surely reveal more about what's coming in the immediate future of Pokemon Journeys. So now, let's get to the preview, shall we? Now, this special preview is a bit unusual in that it showcases just one upcoming arc that will have at least 2 episodes. Usually, special previews showcase multiple upcoming episodes. The last time that this happened was back before the Darkest Day arc. Back then, we got a special preview that showcased only the Darkest Day arc. So this latest preview is all about an upcoming arc that will take place in the Sinnoh region. An arc that will center around 2 Pokemon, a Legendary Pokemon and a Mythical Pokemon from Generation 4, that are known as the Lunar Duo. These 2 Pokemon are, of course, the Lunar Pokemon Cresselia and her opposite, the Pitch Black Pokemon Darkrai. A few weeks ago, Bulbapedia's list of Pokemon Journeys episodes was updated to include episode 74, which is titled Darkrai: A Midsummer Night's Dream, and episode 75, which is titled Cresselia: A Midsummer Night's Light. So it was already known that there would be 2 episodes that will focus on the Lunar Duo. I did think about making a video on these 2 episodes back when they were first revealed, but I decided not to because there wasn't enough information back then that would allow me to make a detailed and informative video. I did not want to make a video based on speculation alone. Oddly enough though, I did not group these 2 episodes together, as in I did not think that they would be one arc. I just assumed that there would be an episode on Darkrai and another episode on Cresselia. But it makes sense that these episodes are an arc since Darkrai and Cresselia are counterparts. Now, the most exciting thing by far that was revealed in this preview is that Dawn will be returning to the anime in this arc. She will join the extensive and growing list of returning characters in Pokemon Journeys. And at this point, I think that it's safe to assume that we will get to see the return of most, if not all, of Ash's friends and rivals. However, Dawn is unique in that she will appear for 2 episodes and thus, she will have more screen time than the other characters that have returned in Pokemon Journeys. Assuming of course that she will indeed appear in both episodes of this arc. Korrina, the cast of the Sun and Moon series, and Iris only returned for 1 episode, which means that they did not get the amount of screen time that they deserved. Now, Gary did appear in 2 episodes, however his appearance in episode 71 was so brief that I don't really want to say that Gary had 2 episodes of screen time, just like Dawn apparently will have. Therefore, I think that Dawn will have the special privilege of appearing for more than 1 episode, and she will get more screen time than all the other characters that have returned thus far in Pokemon Journeys. Dawn is one of my favorite characters from the anime, so I am glad to see that she will be returning. Her return is honestly a surprise that I did not see coming. When I saw that episodes 74 and 75 would be Sinnoh focused, I did not think that Dawn would return, so the preview really amazed me. Though, like I said before, I think that we can expect to see the return of most, if not all, of Ash's friends and rivals, so I probably should not be too surprised when I see that another character will make a return. I am also glad that Dawn will be in the spotlight for longer than the other characters that have returned in Pokemon Journeys thus far, because honestly, One episode is just not enough to reintroduce a character that we have not seen in years. This is a complaint that I have about Pokemon Journeys as a whole. The pace is just too fast, and what could be amazing multi-episode arcs with returning characters are reduced instead to special one-off episodes. Hopefully going forward, we will get to see more arcs like this. Now, the fact that we are having a Sinnoh focused arc that features the return of the Sinnoh traveling companion is probably due to the fact that the Diamond and Pearl remakes will be coming out later this year. This is probably the reason why we are getting an arc instead of just one episode, and why Dawn will get more screen time than the other characters that have returned thus far in Pokemon Journeys. Now, it is worth noting that while Dawn is the highlight of the preview and probably the highlight of the arc, this arc will be a Chloe focused arc, or a Chloe and Dawn focused arc, as opposed to being an Ash or Go arc, or a general arc where everyone is equal. This poster that promotes the arc supports this, since Dawn is front and center while Chloe is right behind her. Ash and Go are in the back and off to the side like supporting characters. According to a summary of this arc, Ash and Go travel to the Sinnoh region because they find out that people in the region are having nightmares, and they assume that Darkrai is to blame for this. Meanwhile, Chloe decides to travel to the Sinnoh region alongside Eevee because Chloe's family vacation is cancelled. This arc is being promoted as a special summer arc, which is why Chloe was going to enjoy her summer vacation by going on a trip with her family. So Chloe and Eevee go to Eterna City in the Sinnoh region. Their arrival is shown in the preview. Chloe decides to go see a Pokemon contest that is taking place in this city. The preview does show a very brief glimpse of Dawn in the middle of a contest. So Pokemon contests are definitely returning to the anime, at least for this arc. Chloe meets Dawn after the contest and they become quick friends, as the preview shows both of them playing in the forest and in a field of flowers alongside Eevee and Piplup. Now, I have to say that this shot of Dawn smiling while she says her catchphrase Daijobu Daijobu, or don't worry / no need to worry, brought the biggest smile to my face. Now, I assume that Chloe and Dawn encounter an injured Cresselia here and they decide to help it. Ash and Go soon arrive here where they reunite with Chloe, and Ash gets to reunite with Dawn as well. It's hinted in the preview that Darkrai is the one who injured Cresselia, and so it's likely that Ash and Go followed Darkrai's trail, which is what brought them to Cresselia. Matori from Team Rocket then shows up with a bunch of Team Rocket grunts, presumably to catch both Cresselia and Darkrai. So Ash, Dawn, Chloe, and Go battle Team Rocket in order to protect Darkrai and Cresselia. Or maybe to protect Cresselia alone, since Darkrai might be the villain here. Assuming that Darkrai did in fact injure Cresselia, and assuming that Darkrai really is giving people nightmares without a justifiable reason. So that's the overview of this arc, based on the preview and the summary for each episode. Thinking about it now, I think that episode 74 might be about Ash and Go and their investigation of Darkrai, since the title for this episode is Darkrai: A Midsummer Night's Dream. While episode 75 will focus on Chloe and Eevee. It will focus on their solo adventure in the Sinnoh region and in their meeting with Dawn and Cresselia, since this episode is titled Cresselia: A Midsummer Night's Light. Episode 76, which at this point is unknown, could be a third episode that concludes the arc. This would make the most sense judging by the episode titles and the summary of the arc. This way, Ash and Go can have an episode to themselves where they do their thing, while Chloe and Dawn have an episode where they can shine without Ash and Go. There can then be an episode where everyone is together. This is the route that I would prefer. Like this, each pair gets enough focus without having to jump back and forth, switching perspectives. Though Dawn is listed as appearing in both episodes, so perhaps this won't happen. But yeah, that's the overview of the arc. This will surely be an amazing arc and I absolutely can't wait to watch it. Now, the last thing that I want to point out is that Chloe still does not have a dream or a goal, even after 70 plus episodes. Since she will get to see a Pokemon contest, and she will meet Dawn, who dreams of becoming a top coordinator, could Chloe decide to participate in Pokemon contests? Could this become her dream? I am sure that Eevee will mimic what she sees in the contest, which might make her want to participate in a contest, which might then inspire Chloe to do the same. So could Chloe finally find her goal in this arc? Perhaps, though this would not be unique since both May and Dawn are coordinators, while Serena is a Pokemon performer, which is not the same, but it is similar. But I would not be against it just because it's not unique. Chloe's pursuit of contests could lead her to a Pokemon showcase, which could set us up for Serena's return in the future, which would of course be amazing. But that's everything I have for you in this video. Episode 74 will air on July 23, while episode 75 will air on July 30. I will upload a preview discussion on each episode once the preview for each one airs, and of course I will upload a video review for each episode as well once they have aired. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.